Okay, this is my last request for tonight. I have a lot of Gentile followers on my YouTube. They're being awakened to the truth. So they requested Hebrews 9:25, and they want to know what the context is and precepts upon precepts. And it's interesting, a lot of them never heard of the 12 tribes of Israel, but they've heard of Jesus and God and the rapture and being up in Jerusalem, up in heaven, and there's no more suffering. So I just forward them over to my other videos describing who the 12 tribes are, and said we're just going to talk about Hebrews 9:25 tonight. But I'm going to give you a little context. We're going to go out of this Sefer translation, the full context, precepts upon precepts, the covenant understanding, making sure it's grounded in the true Hebraic language and meaning. So we'll start out in the Sefer translation. Hebrews 9:25. Not that he should offer himself often, as the high priest enters into the holy place every year with blood of others. Let's do it in context of Hebrews 9, verses 11 through 28. The entire passage reveals how Yahusha HaMashiach became the Kohen HaGadol, high priest, after the order of Melchizedek, and entered into the heavenly Mishkan, which is the tabernacle, once for all, offering his own blood, not the blood of bulls and goats. Verse by verse breakdown the Sefer. Not that he should offer himself often. Yahusha does not repeatedly sacrifice himself, unlike the Levitical Kohen priest. The Levitical system required daily, weekly, and annual sacrifices. Yahuwah fulfilled it once in verse 28 eternally. Hallelujah. As the high priest enters into the holy place every year, refers specifically to Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, ceremony from Leviticus 16. The Kohen HaGadol, the high priest, entered the Kodishim, most holy place, once a year, bearing blood for the atonement for all Israel. With blood of others, the high priest brought the blood of animals, goats and bulls, not his own. Yahusha, however, brought his own blood into the heavenly holy place in verse 12. Now let's look at precepts upon precepts. Leviticus 16:14-17 in a Sefer. And he shall take of the blood of the bullock and sprinkle it upon the mercy seat, and he shall make an atonement for the holy place. This is the foundation for Hebrews 9:25. The annual sacrifice of animal blood for a national atonement was a shadow of the greater work Messiah would do. Hebrews 9:12, the Sefer. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. Yahusha's blood did what the Levitical system could never do permanently. Hebrews 10:1-4 in the Sefer. It is not possible that the blood of bulls and goats should take away sins. Again, this shows that animal sacrifices were only temporary shadows pointing to the Yahusha once for all atoning work. So what does this really mean? Hebrews 9:25 teaches that Yahusha's priesthood is not according to Levi, but Melchizedek, Tehillim, Psalms 110, verse 4. He didn't use animal blood, but offered his own as high priest. His sacrifice is once for all, not a yearly ritual. This was done in the heavenly Mishkan, not the earthly tabernacle made by hands. This secures eternal redemption for those under the renewed covenant to the house of Israel and Yehuda, as in Hebrews 8:8 and Jeremiah 31:31. It does not mean the Torah is abolished. The commandments are done away with. Yahusha started a new religion called Christianity. Gentiles replace Israel, and salvation is just a belief without obedience. So who is this for? Hebrews 9:15 out the Sefer. And for this cause he is the mediator of the renewed covenant, that they which are called might receive the promises of eternal inheritance. Can't get that word out. They which are called the descendants of Yisrael. The renewed covenant is only made with Yisrael and Yehuda. Gentiles can enter only by cleaving to Israel and Yahuwah's covenant in Yeshayahu 56, 6-8, and Romans 11. So the final summary, Sefer-based truth. Hebrews 9:25 reveals the superiority and performance and let me just say it again. Hebrews 9:25 reveals the superiority and permanence of Yahusha's priesthood. It confirms he entered the heavenlies of the holies of holies once with his own blood, fulfilling the shadow of Yom Kippur. This was done for Yisrael and for repentant Gentiles who entered the same covenant. Great question. Thank you. Have a great night.